the Bulldozer Matt Tremont, the 8-time Deathmatch Tournament winner, the former 2-time world champion, the owner of H2O Wrestling. And if there is one podcast to listen to, that is the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get ultraviolet, motherfuckers.
And good evening once again, fans. You're listening to the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. They're more than welcome to come on too anytime they want to come on.
Oh man, the girls pop good like this.
Alright. It's a budget thing. Let's see what he's up to.
Thank you, man, and thank you for giving me the time.
Tune in right now. And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. My guest at this time, the one and only, one of the original, still is to this day, a tag partner of the Gymnasty Boys, ladies and gentlemen. It is Timmy Retton. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, fans, you can't hear him. We got technical difficulties, but you know what? That always happens. We made it happen. We got it going. You know, he's on the air, and that's what helps. That's what does it. You know, technology is a pain in the ass sometimes. Timmy,
We're live, buddy.
what's that?
Oh, nothing. Oh, reference.
Oh, so anyway, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just been chilling down in Raleigh, North Carolina. Just getting everything situated for my next coming event for this weekend, actually.
Oh, awesome. Let's talk about it. What's the show going to be? I saw the poster.
Well, tomorrow, APW in Chester, South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be taking on Joshua Cutshaw.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been wrestling each other for a while now. Originally, we were supposed to be tag partners when I first started, really. But you know how wrestling just takes you all different directions.
Right.
So he went off to tag with Billy Brash,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to tag off with White Mike.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow we found each other back again in singles, and I'll be defending my APW Radio Weight Championship.
That is awesome.
And
That is awesome. You know what? Hey, you've come a long way since the days that I've seen you and heard, in the past. And my God, it's time for you to show who you are.
yeah, it's been a fun 3 years as a tag team competitor. I've learned so much
Yes.
on the road, and I just feel like with 2020 revealing different things in the world, I think it's just time for me now to get back to focus on being a singles competitor.
Absolutely. Because you know what? It's always fun and tag and all, but you could do it once in a while, here and there, but just, focus on yourself and, as they always say, just go climb the steps higher, just keep on climbing until you can't climb no more,
Well, definitely.
And, I mean, if you look at your, in the past, where you've come a long way. I mean, if you know what I mean, you have achieved where you want to be in wrestling.
Well, I think I've been blessed enough to have
Yes.
the opportunity to get to where I really want to be. So I'm appreciative of the groundwork I've been setting,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I need to start anew,
Mm-hmm.
prove my worth as a singles competitor, because we're in a world of what have you done lately? And lately I've been a tag team competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to relearn and understand the life of a singles competitor. So it's just the steps I have to take to get to where I really want to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just relearning things that I've already done.
Right. And I mean, and think about it. You've wrestled. We could count how many companies. Oh my gosh, right? There's so many companies that you've gone to and performed as when you were a tag team, and you showed who you were. You guys showed the scene who you guys were. And now look back. I'm sure you replay your tapes over and over to see. Wow. All right. You know what? I've come from here. I came from here. I came from here. I wrestled there, here, there, you know, and now you're going to go and you've got your focus on yourself as a solo wrestler. And now it's like, it's a different field, as they say. And you know what I mean?
Yes, very much. It's like your mindset has to change once you leave the world of tag team wrestling, because it's just like a relationship.
Right.
It's like you put the time, the effort,
Mm-hmm.
not just for yourself, but as your partner, and making sure they're well also.
Yeah.
So it's like once you leave that world and you're looking at the singles life, you see the possibility of the matchups and the companies in those matchups.
Mm-hmm.
All I've been doing is just getting ready for that, getting prepared for the opportunities that's coming ahead for me.
Absolutely. And there's plenty of opportunities out there. And there's so many companies that are coming around that, you know, I'm sure you're keeping your eye on. And, you know, here I am right at the East Coast, you know, Jersey Shore. And I'm sure you noticed there's like it's a hot, well, of course, the East Coast has always been the hotbed for wrestling, you know?
Most definitely.
And, you know, there's one company I want to recommend, and I'm sure haven't seen it yet, but Titan Championship Wrestling is like the indie, is the new indie of like the wrestling, you know, and fun as well, you know.
I can't say I have.
Yes.
The company, but I definitely am open to the possibility of being there.
Well, actually, you know what? To be honest with you, you know who is the actually he laid an open challenge, and actually Steve Monster Mac is their champion, and he laid a challenge to all competitors. So you know what? Any company, any wrestler, you'd fit right there. You know what I mean? Opportunity knocks.
Well, I think I've done enough knocking.
Right.
I feel like I'm just ready to just kick doors in. So if Monster Mac is ready to lose his championship, I'm more than ready to take it.
There you go. You know, it's I mean, once I think before it was I think who held it? Sean Donovan held it for a little while, and a couple other guys as well. And you know, you just the field out there. You know how it is. Like companies are companies, and it's you know, you want your match that you want singles, and that's what you're gonna get, and the title is in your hand. You know, after, I mean, win, lose, draw. You know what I mean? But you're going for the gold. You're in there for one purpose only. But not only that, you're in there for the fans as well. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, like I can admit, sometimes I forget just how really important fans are to this business and to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Like we deal with our personal stuff that on the outside looking in, we just keep it to ourselves or just blow everything off. That someone as a fan that's built like takes the courage to come up to a person that they might deem as a superstar or they hold in high regard, and has the courage to come and talk to them like, hey, I really love your match, or what you do inspires me to be in my field and be the best I can. It's very important.
That's
sometimes
we'll put
we forget that.
How about this? We'll put this as an example. Okay, when I first saw you guys at Combat Zone Wrestling, remember? I just came right up. Yeah. I came right up to you guys as a fan. You know, sitting there front row, watch and just talking with you guys. You guys were like, you know, you're just cool people. Everybody's cool outside the ring. You know, with wrestlers are always talking to their fans as well. You know, and not being the pissy and the, you know, the bitchiness that always happens behind wrestling sometimes as well, you know?
Yeah, it's like sometimes we don't understand perspectives of different people's lives. So it's just getting a better understanding of that.
And then when I saw you guys and then saw you guys again and again, it was like, oh man, I wish I could just keep on traveling and see you guys. But, you know, times have changed and wrestling, you're on, I mean, but I'll still see you. I will see you again. You know that.
Most definitely.
You know, there's so many. There's game changer wrestling to to Titan to H2O. You know, there's plenty of companies out there. Um, what is it? ICW, no holds barred. You never know. You know what I mean?
They got some killers there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
definitely some playing field there too, and I'm very, very interested in being part of that.
Yes, because you know, you see who like you got, and he's come along. Well, of course, you know he's John Wayne Murdoch. He's come a long way. You know.
Most definitely, me and him tangled up
Yes.
down in the Midwest
Yes.
for IWA.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely proud to see his growth as well.
Yeah, and the people that took him, and you know him and Reed, of course, and Akira, and you know Akira, and what is it, Satu Jin? You know, like these guys have come along. Like it's their time to show who they really are in a different world of wrestling. You know, and
that's the beautiful aspect of it. Like there's so many styles in wrestling.
Yeah.
Anyone can be a star in that realm under the umbrella of wrestling. You can have deathmatch superstars. You can have lucha libre superstars.
Shoot. You can have your shoot wrestlers.
You have shoot wrestlers that are amazing. You have so many stars that can be within wrestling that sometimes we just put, oh, you're just this guy. No, why don't you just match a death wrestler with a high flyer and see what magic they can make together?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't put people in one box because it's hard to get out of that sometimes.
Right. You're right, because the field, yeah, like we say, I'm just going to keep on saying the field. You know, it's open. It's like going to a baseball game. You know, the field's, you're out in center field, ready for that fly ball. But yeah, to you know, and also the MMA style wrestlers, you know, switching it up for, you know, I mean, you look nowadays, and you think back to like Ken Shamrock, to Dan the Beast Severin, and you know, others, Brock Lesnar, and Matt Riddle, and then you look at the wrestlers. You look at the wrestlers now, and you look at one of the names, Dominic Garrini. My gosh, there's a wrestler. I'm surprised he's not anywhere, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I believe we had a couple times up in Ohio for Rockstar.
Right.
We tangled a little bit down in Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented cat. Very
Yeah, yeah. My gosh, he's and who else is it? New guy. There's another guy out there. Nolan Edwards is stepped it up. He came from the wrestling and stepped it up, man. You know.
I believe yes.
Yeah, he has. He's like I mean, he was an Impact. He was on Impact. I know that because I talked to him about that a while back, and you know, wrestled for a couple companies, and here he is now, just doing new stuff. But you know what? We're not worried about them. It's you. It's you. How's that? Let's talk about you. Right? That's what we're. So let me ask you this, Timmy. Growing up as a wrestling fan, what was your first experience going to a show?
My first experience going to the show didn't really happen until I was 18. Mm-hmm. That's when one of my friends at the time, brother, was a big wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. But she had to work and she had extra tickets, so she gave it to me to take to him. So we went to the show. It was in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. And just seeing the atmosphere, seeing the fans, just seeing the wrestlers be in that environment, it was something that I needed to be in. Mm-hmm. It was, oh, I'd be a wrestler. I love to be a wrestler. I love to be a wrestler. But it wasn't until I really got there until I was like, yes, I need to do this.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm sure, so you grew up watching, you know, WWF era as well, you know, or the WCW, the NWA, you know, the
NWA, WCW type of game. That's my grandfather got me on when I first started watching wrestling.
Right. So the NWA would have been like the, you know, the Von Erichs, right? The the Ric Flair, of course. Tully Blanchard,
Will Horseman, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Jerry Funk,
mm-hmm.
Batman.
Right. then you go to WCW. You look at Jerry Lynn. You look at Guerrero.
Too Cold Scorpion.
Two.
Scorpion was the one that caught my eye.
Oh my! That guy, I'll tell you what, man. First time I saw him on TV, I was like, all right, this guy has something cool about him he's gonna show the world who he is and rock the stage and just dance and have fun and then wrestle. You know, he really did.
It was beautiful to see because it was someone that looked just like me and does things that I was doing when I was a kid.
Right.
Like I was flipping off roof. I was flipping off my mom's car.
Mm-hmm.
Flip off the swings at school. I flip off anything, and just to see someone that looked just like me be able to do that with ease, just like he was breathing.
Right. But now you look and you're like, all right, and just think about it. He just recently faced. He can still do it. He just faced. Who did he face? He just faced.
Myron Reed.
Yeah, Myron Reed and who else?
Myron Reed and A.R. Fox.
A.R. Fox. My gosh, like yeah.
I was blessed enough to be at that show to watch that match live.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, ooh, cool. So you got to watch that. Awesome. Yeah. To see, I've seen Scorpio at the H2O wrestle Devin Moore and Lucky 13, I believe it. Or was it Devin? I don't know. One of those guys. Yeah, Devin or Lucky. But yeah, great in the ring. Still has it, you know? Scorpio still has it.
Can never lose it, even if he wanted to. I was lucky to wrestle him back in 2016.
Right.
Down in Salem, North Carolina for AML.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you he hits like he is still in his prime, he will knock the teeth out of you.
Man.
And just get back to dancing while he does.
Right. And of course you had, WCW, of course you had, also the tag teams. Like you had, the Harlem Heat, and the Steiner brothers, all the tag teams that, and you dominate, you probably like, we're going to use a couple of these moves as well, into our repertoire as well. But then you look back and then you look at like I said, Jerry Lynn, and then you look at your singles guys, Chris Benoit, Jericho, since he's so popular nowadays,
He stands because he is timeless.
Yeah.
Just be able to transform within the eras of wrestling and still be relevant, still be popular, still be
yes,
as high as he is on anywhere he wants to be. He is the man there, and that's just
and well promoted. Yeah. That so. He always had the promos that would just catch your eye and you piss your pants, or you just laugh because he was just making something out of nothing, out of a wrestler, shut the hell up, and that's how he was,
And that's just wrestling, making the most out of nothing.
No, and God, the guy's more talented than we are. Shit, listen, podcast, wrestling, a rock band. Come on, what else? And a cruise. Come on. Cruise ship after himself, man. What are we doing wrong, Timmy? I can't tell you. Yeah, he dug into the pockets. But no. Fame and fortune, it's all that. Yes, like as they always say in the business, right? It's not. You know what? I always say the wrestlers really just do it for the pleasure of wrestling, and for the fans, it's not about the money,
You're right. It's like we lose sight of that, the glitz and glam, whatever we believe that is. It's like we lose sight of what's really important.
Our friends and our family.
Yes, most definitely.
I mean, my gosh, it's like, have I ever even? My nephews have not been to a wrestling show ever yet. Like I'm gonna have to take them to a show one of these days. Like I have not showed them, like a wrestling show, or I don't want to. I've never told them about my deathmatch wrestling stuff ever. I'm gonna keep that. You know what I mean? They'll come in my bedroom and play with the figures, and they don't look up on my wall. All the little plunder, little trinkets in this. But
now it's cool because like my nephew, they're one of my nephews, he's getting interested in wrestling,
Mhm.
and like he'll Google me and watch my stuff,
Mhm.
and it was cool coming back for the first time. Like he was singing the song that one of my interest song me and Mike
Mhm.
came up with Ed Ruger,
Mhm.
and just to see his amazement when I was able to give him my championships, and hope it
Right.
was the same glimmer in my eyes when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And just this morning we was running and he get tired, but just seeing him run as fast as he can and trying to catch up to me, it was like things that I needed as a kid.
Mhm.
And it's just cool to be in that position of where I can do that for him.
And I'll tell you what, and you were looking much better, Timmy, as well. And you,
Thank you very
you
much.
know what? You really slimmed down. Like you really wanted to pursue yourself. I knew that was coming too. You were like, oh, let me see what I can do here, because you know what, your character. You looked at yourself, and you know, people do that. Just says, you know what, it's time to change.
Yes, because evolution is very important and growth is.
And also Mikey too. Shout out to him, man. He looks so good. He looks.
Yeah. He's been definitely putting in work, and we definitely were doing that together in the gym.
Yeah.
Especially when the pandemic was starting to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that we both came to the decision of like, what else did we have that people were saying no to?
Yeah.
It was our weight.
Mm.
People would say, I was like, if you guys lose this weight, you guys do this, you do this. It all stemmed to what we looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what we did in the ring and how many bangers we did as tag team matches, it was the wrestling business. Bodies matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had to come to that decision, and we hunkered down, stopped BSing, and put in the work. And I'm very proud of.
Yeah, I am proud. I know. I'm proud of you guys for that. I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of you, because you know, you look back at it being a kid, and you're like, all right, how big was I? How big was I? You know, and you look at your teenage years, and then you look, you know, when you're like 19, 20, and then you know, you go, now you're old. You know what I mean? Now you're older, and you know what? Our health is more important to us than, you know what I mean? It really is. You know, I mean, what I'm 43 and I'm still alive, right? You know, I mean, man, you know what, I do keep myself fit, because I used to go to a gym, but I actually work outside at a garbage. I pick up garbage for a living. So you know what? That's my exercise.
Workout right there.
Yes, it is. And plus I climb mountains too. So when I go out to Colorado or Massachusetts, you know, or Western New Jersey, or, you know, I love to climb. I like the mountain climb. You know, stay fit.
I'm more of a Mountain Dew kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't drink soda.
Right. I kind of lead away from the soda too. I kind of drink my iced coffee, and that's about it.
I love iced coffee. Frosted coffee from Chick-fil-A, actually.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet. I drink the old Starbucks.
I give it a try. It bangs. It's really good.
It's expensive, but it's worth it. Sometimes. Dunkin' Donuts, yeah. My neighbor owns one. It's funny. We always have competition.
I love Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes. But here we go talking about food and shit. We just talk about diets, right? We're talking about diets and nutrition. And so what's the basic meal for you? Like if you or a cheat day meal, you know, what's your favorite go-to food? Chick-fil-A?
No, actually, it's biscuit bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I love biscuit bowl. I always get the honey chicken biscuit.
Right.
Then I iced coffee or sweet tea, depending on what my mood is.
Yeah.
And then I'll get some home fries.
Oh, well, there you go. My always, you know what, as a living in Jersey, you know what the number one thing is, right? Pizza. Seriously, that's all there is. Pizza.
What's your favorite pizza?
Huh?
Where's your favorite place to eat?
If in Jersey where I live, it's called it's called Jersey. It's called Mike's Pizza. Or I like another place. It's called Pasquale's, because my sister used to work there in her college days. You know.
Yeah.
You know, two good little restaurants. But yeah, no, I like a nice basic cheese pizza or pepperoni. You know, extra cheese.
Yeah, I'm a pepperoni guy myself.
Right. But if sausage, peppers, yeah, once in a while. But also living at the shore here, we're known for seafood. You know what I mean? Also, so there's tons of seafood around. You know what I mean? From the boats or the restaurants, seafood restaurants and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like a good lobster sandwich or no, actually no, you gotta go to Rhode Island for the best lobster. That's what I've heard.
I love to once everything opens back up.
Yeah. There's a place where my dad grew up in Rhode Island that they go that they would go every weekend, and it was right on the waterfront. And my gosh, and it's called was it called Westerly, Rhode Island, I believe. And yeah, it's just a really cool place to get fresh lobster and lobster rolls, of course, for lunch. Man, but then we love a good Mexican place too. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with having spiciness. Mexican, Cajun, or whatever too, as well.
Most definitely. Enchilada.
Yeah. Or if you go out west, then you're Colorado, and then you're really having the real deal Mexican.
You go down south, have a nice little yam enchilada.
Yeah, the yam enchilada.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get that yamming, right? Still got always the yamming, right? That line always was great when you guys had it. I always got hooked on it. I'm like, God, these guys always give me a line to say yamming.
Try to slip things here and there.
You have to. You gotta. And favorite kind of dessert as a cheat. Well, of course, ice cream. Everybody likes ice cream.
I like more like waffles. I like waffles.
Mm-hmm.
I have this protein concoction I made.
Right.
Where I batter it first.
Yeah.
Put peanut butter in, and then I make waffles. Then I'll put ice cream in, and I make a sandwich out of it.
Oh man, that sounds good, dude. I just got to start buying stuff at the protein shop, right?
Yeah. Like once you start making stuff for yourself and you start seeing results, like okay, I can take out a little bit and still not gain 45 pounds here and there. So it's been a good journey of finding what I need for my body.
Yeah. Plus, you make a lot of, you eat a lot of vegetables and this and that too, and salads, and I'm sure you.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, I know. Everybody tries. Everybody tries, right? It's not like your first meal as a kid, getting those fucking collard greens, right?
Most definitely. I always toss a salad here and there, but then I want some real food.
Yeah. But then when you go home to the family, the whole meal is where it's at, Mom's making that meatloaf,
Baked macaroni and cheese, yeah.
Oh, that's where it's at. Oh, or the old. Remember those old stuffed peppers? Whatever happened to those? Like, remember that meal? Stuffed peppers. Like those were
delicious. Never happened to them.
I don't know. That was like a really a good meal, like on a just like, all right, we're gonna cut up some peppers today and throw some meat in it and have it for dinner. Or we would have the hell was it not hot pockets, but we would make our own kind of like hot pocket almost, Oh no, chicken cordon bleu. Okay. Huh?
Okay. I've never really had it before, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, chicken cordon bleu. Yeah, you go to the supermarket, you pick up a chicken, right in the deli counter. They would have it right there. Be like, yeah, let me get a chicken cordon bleu. You have to try that. Try that one of these days. Old classic. That goes good with some nice dressing or whatever you'd like to put on it, or just blend it in the blender and just drink it like a shake. Or put your protein in it. Make a chicken cordon bleu.
Like a nice slap.
You probably could come up with your own concoction instead. There you go.
I mean, the things I've been making up.
Right.
It either save you or turn you away from being healthy for the rest of your life.
Right. Timmy's going to start a new line of food products for people. There you go. Protein.
Infinite eats.
Huh?
Infinite eats.
Yes. If you don't want it, yam it out. But, as we're getting back to the wrestling phase, talking about wrestling, did you ever watch the ECW era when that was around as
That
well?
was actually my chosen federation at the time I was growing up because it was whole thing. It's something you never really saw before. Like a bunch of guys just going crazy, and when they didn't have to, they did anyway. And you see New Jack going ballistic off the top. You see Rob Van Dam. You see the group of feud of Super Crazy and Tajiri. Oh,
Right.
just seeing the guys from the past, seeing how they transform and become stars or just legends in their own right. Amazing. It's that's how I became more of a fan of that style of just going ballistic and just giving your all every time.
Yeah, because when you see that Chris Candido, Balls Mahoney, you see these guys, and my God, it's like those guys. Those guys are larger than life wrestlers and friends.
I was so much I was able to meet Chris Candido before he passed.
Man, I'll tell you what, I was lucky, Timmy. I seen him wrestle so many times at the local shows, and just became good friends with him and his brother Johnny. Was still wrestling at the time, younger brother. He's, I mean, my God, they had a good tag team. They even wrestled at the ECW arena, versus Balls Mahoney. I remember, God, my God, what happened?
It's just sometimes the universe just feels their time. It's their time to call it home. Can't stop that finish.
But I have this. I like I'll tell stories about how after the show, you would go to a diner, and you could hang out with the wrestlers for the day and hang out and have dinner, and we do little raffles, this and that. And I'll never forget the day that Chris Candido was there, and he had to drink. He had to do a dare. Somebody bet him to drink ketchup from the bottle, and he did.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how crazy Chris was, or Balls Mahoney, but the story behind him is way different.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, not from the puking onto the ring, or how many times you see that, from Jersey All Pro Wrestling or the old wrestling days that he used to really,
Oh, Jersey All Pro. That was I grew up on that too.
Really?
Yeah, it was there's so many places up there I wanted to wrestle that closed down or just defunct. It's man.
I'll tell you what, Timmy. I wish I was around for the Bayonne days. I wish I was around for the original. But I was in the 2007 2000 was it oh gosh, I was there for the first the anniversary show, anniversary 7, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And to be there, I got to be a fan up the front row. We had our own message board group. We had Jersey All Pro had a whole MSN, we had MSN or one of those chat rooms, and my God, we were like the killer of the internet. We'd mosh on everybody, bash on everybody. But Fat Frank really had a good, he had an eye for talent. Who was getting in that ring, Monster Mac and Steve Mac and Dan Moff, the Hit Squad,
Yes.
My gosh, Low Key to Samoa Joe, AJ, Omega, even though Kenny Omega walked to the curtain, Pac walked through the curtain, all these guys you see nowadays.
Jay Lethal's and Sanjay Dutt's feud there was amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll never forget. It was the 7th year anniversary. If you go back and watch the video, I'm sitting right behind Jay Lethal's dad as Azrael's on the stairs slapping his coffee cup out of his hands. I'm right in front of him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I first time being in the bleachers for like a Jersey All Pro show. You know what I mean? Like, all right, this is insane. But then I got the respect, and friends got me up front. I wanted to be up front. Hey, you know. But no, and then I'll never, and just the matches they put on, the tag matches, and just all the just all the indie talent that would just come in the door, like
Yes.
it was an amazing. It was amazing, and also there's I like to tell you need to check this out online or go on Smart Mark Video and buy a couple of DVDs because there was a promotion called Phoenix Championship Wrestling, and it was run in the 90s by actually superstar ECW star Nova. His brother ran a promotion.
Oh, Nova, he loves me. I love Nova.
Huh?
Nova, yes.
Yeah, but his brother ran a promotion in the mid 90s, and we had the same. Everybody he would come through those doors. AJ, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, low key. Red, of course, was popular. Just you name it. Eddie Guerrero had his last match versus Nova there. My gosh, I got to see that. There's a tape to check out. I'll have to find that. I'll find the title for you and I'll send it to you.
Please.
Huh?
Please, yes.
Actually, it's on YouTube. Type in Eddie versus. Yeah, I'll find it for you. There's a YouTube clip. Actually, the full match.
Oh, I know what I'm about to do after this.
Check that out. Yeah. But yeah, I'll send you a link for. Yeah, read up on. Like I'll send you a link for Phoenix Championship Wikipedia. It tells you who's. My God, you'd be like, wow, like just the matches that they put on. It was just.
And it's cool seeing like old promotions or like promotions where you didn't really hear anything about and just see who went there.
Yeah,
and it makes the place like more profound.
Yeah, and my God, and it's like, and I just like a couple, three or one of my podcasts, I had an original guy who wrestled for the promotion. I'm like, holy shit, man! It's like it's been years since I saw him wrestle there. It was a produce, like he was in a produce match. What a and Sanjay Dutt, I believe, was there too at the time. But I can't wait to talk to Prince Nana about that too, because he was a part of that too as well. One of his guys he played a gimmick on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk to him tomorrow. Was it Saturday night? I'm excited to talk to Prince Nana. Has come a long way, man, for managing.
Yes,
huh?
Most definitely, yes,
Yeah. He's, I know, and poor Jimmy's man. He's still fighting. He's gonna fight. I know, man. I know. But yeah, my God, a blast from the past. Like I can't wait to talk to him about that. Like I've been there for a couple of Ring of Honors where he's like in my face and we're just heckling and laughing and calling my friend up. He actually called my friend a fat fuck, a fat bastard.
It's not funny.
Well, not funny, but no, you know what I mean? Like, you know how it is. But yeah, but I mean, it was.
You gotta take it.
Yeah, I think I remember. Actually, it was a pretty cool. I think where was it? Asbury Park Convention Hall. Ring of Honor did the juniors tournament. When they brought the tournament in, it was CM Punk, Jimmy Rave had a feud going on. No, Colt Cabana. Yeah, just everybody was there. Jamie Noble was like the superstar at the time. Came in. Like, my gosh, it was something. But to see like Nana as a a manager doing his thing with Jimmy, and I can't wait to ask him about what was it with the standing on your back all the time.
That was just genius right there. That was instant.
Yeah. But I mean, I got to see Jimmy Ray face like AJ when he stole the Clash. Like, that's old. Like,
that was a big feud back in the day.
Yes.
It's so simple. A move. You have a beautiful blood feud over a move. It's like you don't see that nowadays.
No, I believe that was, and I my memory is so good because I was there. It was actually was it Death Before Dishonor show in Edison, New Jersey. Like, gosh, I got to see this guy do an AJ, and also I'll never forget also the moment where what made the night was I was there for this, Ace, CM Punk versus Ace Austin before he signed his, before Punk ran to WWE, and like I always like telling this.
Austin Aries.
Yes, and I always tell the story how I was right front row and Christopher Daniels taps me on the shoulder. Excuse me, let me hop over the rail. Let me hop over the rail. Let me hop over. Huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and like it's like moments like that you just don't realize. But then that's when Punk was running around the ring, out. Well, actually, he gave that like Jake the Snake speech,
Yeah.
That was really like, and then he was running around.
The way that was delivered, it is iconic.
Mm-hmm. Like, talk about like Ring of Honor. There's like, my God, Ring of Honor was back then was amazing. Like those that era of the division of the tag teams and Nigel McGuinness. My God, man, it
Claude past my heart.
And and the Briscoe brothers. My God, they're still going at it. My gosh, like
still going hard today. That was like a dream match I really wanted to happen. Still do want to happen. It was like those guys are so talented. They've been like. I was able to be there for MCW show in Maryland.
Right.
And they was there hanging out, just giving advice to our guys. And I was just happen to just hang out and just ear hustle and just listen to them. And the knowledge they have, just, guys, just amazing.
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah. And they're.
To see them and not have an ego or not just like, oh, yeah, I've won everything in Ring of Honor. And like, I'm still a man. I'm still like. And it's like both of them, and they're still just humble, cool,
and
willing to talk to anybody.
And which is cool about them nowadays, if you look on Ring of Honor, they do they do solo matches as well. That's good.
Yeah.
Let them try to experience, because that's what they started too. Like shit. But my gosh, to see them and their promos these days, oh my God, they were like their promos were just like so out of the woods, like you're sitting in a shed. They're in a shed, shooting shotguns and just crazy stuff,
Briscoe stuff.
Yeah. And don't forget about like Christopher, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli as the wrestling, Kings of Wrestling. Yeah, that was a good.
Study them religiously.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you look at Claudio and you look how his career, he really changed, man. He was like one of those eye catchers, like people, they need to pick him up, and they did, and Chris here.
People like that, you just see and like, yeah, he's not going to be here long.
No. And Chris Hero, really, my gosh, like that guy was an indie from day one, and
a walking encyclopedia for wrestling.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, what if you now, Timmy, suppose you had to pick a wrestler to wrestle, like, let's say, like, would you love to, if you ever had the chance to work Mikey Quackenbush? Ooh, how's that, Quackenbush?
That'd be very interesting.
The master of 1,000 holds and
1,000 holds, yes.
1,000 holds, and he even has a podcast and he gives tips on it. Kind of really awesome now. I didn't
it'd be weird, like he'd just be correcting me while he be in his podcast, very calm voice. Well, yes, I'm going to bend this arm back this way. Are you okay with it? No, I'm not. It hurts. I want to go more. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love that. I think that'd be a good matchup. I would love to lock up Chris Hero.
I can see that. Oh man, Chris, you listening? Chris, you listening? Open challenge right now. 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Whenever you open it back up.
Yes. I'll buy a ticket for it. Okay. I'll buy a ticket for that match. I'll be front row for that match. I'll be cheering on Timmy. You know that. I'll put the sign up. I had to bring a sign up, right? You know what? I was never a sign person as a wrestling fan. Bringing a sign to a show.
I always love those. Those cool creative. Just see what people's minds were when they make that.
But don't get myself wrong. I regret when I was a kid. I did have I did make a Powers Explode sign. Mega Powers Explode sign for WrestleMania 5 in Atlantic City when I went there with my father. So, that was what's that?
How was that?
Oh my God. You know what? I tell my story on the podcast. I tell everybody the story how my dad got tickets for WrestleMania. Got us, I didn't realize it was coming to Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was a kid. And so we went there, got the figure Hogan, got all the Hogan banner, this and that, headband and this and that, bought all the merchandise, and we were up in the nosebleeds. Sat up in the nosebleeds looking down at the ring, and we were 5 rows away while Jesse the Body and Gorilla Monsoon were on the commentary team doing the commentary. And to hear the thump of the ring from the microphone under the ring, my gosh, like it was amazing. Like we had binoculars too. We brought the binoculars, had to bring the binoculars because that was a popular thing. But to be there and holding a fluorescent sign up, I wish I could look at the crowd. It's probably up there somewhere. If I look on the tape really, really close, look at the crowd, really like zoom it in somehow, really, scope it out. I'm probably there, But now, what a night that was! I still have the ticket stub till this day,
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah, I had it signed by Marty Jannetty, even though at a local show. But he's like, "Wow, that's cool, man. We lost, but I had to have somebody sign it."
Yes.
Even though they lost, but he was there for a big moment, in wrestling. As a good tag team as well, I mean, my gosh, the Rockers, come on. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, there's
just helping them the groundwork for what we do in wrestling.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, how many guys on podcasts come on? I always ask who do they look up to. Shawn Michaels is one of the top names, always called out. Is always called out on the. Notice that? Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't assume why not.
Right. Because he's Shawn Michaels,
He has to look.
But you know what is? I'll tell you something really cool, Timmy. This is really cool. I actually know we have a friend who's in wrestling business, and he actually created Shawn Michaels' original theme.
Are you serious?
Yes. J.J. Maguire and Jimmy Hart were the original cover bands doing those original hits for all the wrestlers. Like, is that insane? Awesome. Like, really cool. Like,
man, how many people do you know? That's amazing.
Huh? It's like I know. Because my friend lives in Florida. He actually hung out with Jimmy Hart all the time at the Jimmy Hart restaurant in Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
And they had a little restaurant, but there was time that on a podcast where we just connected with this guy, me and my friend, and that's why you see Podcast City Network. He's out of Daytona, which is cool, him and another guy. But we just connected with. I just hit JJ, or I saw JJ online one time on Facebook. Like, I don't, out of the blue, I saw this guy typing or write a message on the post, and I was like, oh, let's reach out to this guy. He might be a cool guest to have on the podcast.
Of course, yes.
And we didn't realize that he told us about his career, how he was part of the original, WWF music at the time, and wow, like he really produced all the music, the Million Dollar Man theme to Legion of it's amazing. You're gonna have to go on JJ, type in JJ McGuire on YouTube and listen to all the themes. It's amazing. And he was actually on Thunder of Paradise. He did the theme for Thunder in Paradise for Hogan. And they, you know what? He was an extra on the show as well, but they didn't want him to go home. So they paid him to stay there, and he wanted to buy clothes at Walmart or Kmart. Isn't that great? That's like a cool story. Can you imagine? And he was the one that actually also drove Hogan's Viper. Like, come on, the original Viper. Like, wow.
It was crazy, like you live within living your dream.
Yeah. So, but now he's an author as well, so he has a book out. It's cool.
I'd write that out too.
Huh?
I definitely write stuff like that out too.
Yeah. He's actually, yeah. Actually, also, he's a really nice guy who helped him with his book. And he's wrote a whole bunch of books. Actually, Madman Pondo, he helped him make his book as well. Shout out to John Kotzberg, local, real smart guy, good author, and for the business. So if you ever want a book done, John, Timmy's the one next. He'll be up eventually. The Life of Timmy.
Universe willing.
Huh?
Universe willing.
Yeah. But my God, just the careers that people have had, and I look back and I talk about my podcast. If you go back on my archives, I dig out weird. I find people that are like not even in the scene no more or have been wrestling. Like I found Dr. D, David Schultz, like, because he came to my town when I was a kid and wrestled in the ring. Like crazy, huh? NWF Wrestling, it was called. And he was in the ring. That was my first experience. I actually saw Bruiser Brody inside a cage. I was excited as a kid. I
can't say I'd be that close to him. And monster money.
If you actually go on YouTube, the match is up there. It's Bruiser Brody versus Julius Strongbow.
Yeah.
But I've had who else? I've had PCO on the podcast. PCO from the clip, the famous tag. Huh?
He is a sweetheart.
He is awesome. He's a just to hear his career on how he was, and look at his career, my God, as a tag team, really he was
funny because I was on a show with him in Winston-Salem again for AML Wrestling, and he was off in a corner, and the light was very it was flickering, and it was dark just enough to where when the light hit him, you almost shit yourself. He's just in the corner, just taping his hands.
Right.
And the light hit him. He just looked up. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
He's waving.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him at Game Changer shows. My gosh, like he's a beast. He faced. I just saw a clip of me last week. I was watching it, and I forgot that PCO tossed Joey, and he did a crowd surf.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. There's a kid who's come a long way too. In the business.
Yes.
And I'm sure you would like Joey. Open challenge right here too. Look at this, Timmy. I'm making the open challenges tonight. That's it. Joey Janelle, take that. What is that? The Japanese title, if it's still up for grabs, right? Yeah, that belt's pretty cool. The one that oh, what's his name? the dummy character they got in Japan there,
Oh yeah, I'll go in too.
Huh?
I'll wrestle too.
Yeah. Take them on, right?
Any and everybody.
God, Timmy, if you imagine if you had a match, you and tagging with Mikey versus like oh gosh, what's his name? Kikutaro. Oh my God, could you could you? That would have been really hysterical,
Man,
huh? Right?
just the ideas alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't have to be in that match.
What?
I wouldn't have to be in that match. I just let
Yeah.
the magic work with them.
Right. Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I guess see Mike, White Mike, just like sticking his finger up his butt, and they're smelling it, and how Kikutaro does his. He's a great character though in wrestling, man. He's come a long way after all these years. You know,
Still going, yeah.
he's still going. He's still going. Boy, I wonder if you. Hey, Timmy, let's book it. I'm booking every match tonight, folks. Dave is a
expensive card.
yeah. Merry Christmas, right? But let's see who else. Who like? Let's talk about like Japanese wrestling, of course. There we go. Let's talk about like Freedoms and BJW. You know, tape trading.
DDT Pro.
Yes, DDT Pro, man. Look at that. Look at that. And what is it? New Japan, of course. New Japan Pro. New Japan. Could you imagine if you, Timmy? Oh my God, man! If you had that opportunity, you guys would have. Well, and it could happen. Never, right?
Yes.
Take
out the realm of possibilities. Always think positive.
And I know you would love. That's a bucket list of places to go. Japan.
Like next year, if the universe allows me to, I'd love to be the Super J Cup.
Oof, yeah. If they have a J Cup, you versus Christian Blake. Ooh, there you go.
I don't want to wrestle Christian for the longest time.
Yeah, I wish Alex didn't just leave for the WWE just really quick. That would have been great to have him wrestle too as well.
Most definitely.
Or who else? Yeah, there's some really like who's catching. There's so many names that we could talk about. Like really, who you could face, and Tony. How about Tony Deppen?
Oh, me and Deppen we've always flirted with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
When I was up there in New Jersey, in Species Wrestling,
right?
He was on a show wrestling Chance Riser, and we was talking and just going back and forth, or just flirting with the idea was just going balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it'll happen someday.
Mm-hmm. Tony, you listen? Tony, you still around? Father? Daddy? Right? Speaking of daddy, how about like the Dirty Daddy? Ooh. Oh man. Chris Dickinson.
That is a man.
If you had, that would be a brutal. That would be a match. You'd be on your. You have to.
Me and him got to wrestle a little bit for the ball, triple threat, and he's intense. He's very intense, and I think it'd be time for a rematch in that.
That would be a good one. Wow. Yeah. He's. Man, he needs to get. Yeah, he's the next guy to get. Come on, push the ball, right? He wants to be signed. He wants to be somewhere. I can see it. Visions are coming, right? Visions are coming.
Yes, it is.
But we think like, in another tag team that like you look back and you're like Indy, and where they are now, Ortiz, Ortiz and Santana,
Yeah.
And if
that's a team I would love to go after too.
Mm-hmm. Because the way they move and their style, and even Private Party as well.
Private Party is another tag team.
Mm-hmm.
There's like so many tag teams, so many single competitors.
Right.
It's just, my mind is everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the real possibility of people that can wrestle, whether it be tag or singles, is just
Wait a minute.
is available.
What about KTB? Ooh, the Beast. Ooh, that'd be interesting. That's another big guy. That's another go.
Big, great, agile guy too.
Yeah, yeah. I'll never forget the time seeing him at a Game Changer show, and he faced Keith Lee. And my God, the way that the chemistry they had, and they went at it. Oof, jeez. I think that was the first. I think that was the first time I actually saw Keith Lee before he got signed. Really. Yeah. But he did bask in the glory because I did yell at the crowd. Bask in the glory. He was looking at the crowd. You just all these guys just make it. You look back at the careers of everybody now, and you know what? We're so proud of where our friends are. Who we know and where they're going. Where they've been. Timmy, in the business.
It is. It's just special when like you're there with them.
Yeah.
And you see what they have to go through, and like you're in that with them together, and then like they get that chance and they deliver, and they're off and they're accomplishing their goals. That's a beautiful thing to see, and it's like it's really good and positive to see people happy for others.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need more of in this business. Just being happy for other people about goals, accomplishments, and just growth.
It's like now you look at the NXT roster and you see we see who's out there and we know who those guys are. Joe Gacy to Anthony Greeny, well, August, August, August or whatever he calls himself now, Augustus Gray or Anthony Greeny, You just look and just think of like these guys just deserve it. Joe's been, we know that he's been a long time. He's been striving for the light, and he was one of those guys that deserves. I can't wait to see what happens with him. I can't see what's going to build up eventually with him on the WWE side.
Well, definitely.
Now you look, and then now we talk like AEW. Like there's a company in itself. Like, are you like, wow? You're like the return of a WCW star, Sting, come on. That was an exciting moment,
That was jaw dropping.
That was when we heard that, I was like, no way. Really?
Right. It was like, nah, don't play my heart. Don't. Oh, they did it.
Yep, they did it. They had to break the ice. They broke the ice, and you know what? It's good to see him come because his career really, my gosh, it's a story in itself, the way that he came out in the bit of the business and how his
yes, it's a beautiful story.
Hey Timmy, how about facing Sting? Right? Hey, why not throw another challenge out there, David, for the multi-$1,000 contract, right, for Sting?
Sting.
Huh?
You'll be Sting, I'll be Sting.
and then bring the yammer. Oh my God! I mean, she's got him with the yammer, right? You can hear that voice by Tony Schiavone on the mic, right? It's not Sting, but it's a yammer. Jack Yammer. Here it comes. Oh, that must be Timmy Lou, the one and only. We're going Nitro. We're going Nitro style tonight. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for Starrcade as he goes inside the steel cage versus Sting. Timmy Lou off the top of the cage with the yammer, with the elbow yammer.
And he misses.
Oh, replay. Still the build up to the next pay-per-view. Oh man, Timmy, this was so awesome. Let's call it a night. I gotta go to bed soon.
Oh man, too. I gotta work in the morning.
I gotta be up at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, but I get out at 5:30. I'm on my job. 12:30 we're out because of that COVID. So that's a plus. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, I'm a stripper, so I got my own time limits.
What's that?
I said, well, I'm a stripper now, so I got my own time.
There you go.
I'm kidding.
Yen dollars coming at you. Watch out.
750.
750 of those yams. Yam, right? Timmy.
But thank you again for having me.
Let's,
I do appreciate it.
dude.
So much.
Timmy. Let's do this again, man. When after the New Year's, let's keep on talking. You know, let's have some more.
Please.
You know,
I'll have more stories to tell you.
and maybe you'll have a laptop or a computer where we can actually work, see each other
Yes,
too.
please.
You know, I mean,
Let's put that in the universe.
huh?
Let's put that on the universe. I'll get a laptop years later.
Yeah, or an iPad, right? What's an iPad? I don't even know.
Worst carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Timmy, just feel free to plug whatever you want. Go ahead. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow night I'll be in Chester, South Carolina, defending my APW Reightweight Championship versus real Joshua Cutshaw. And then Saturday night I will be in Greensboro, North Carolina for 5-Star Pro Wrestling as I take on LeBron Cozum and Impact's own former X Division champion, Ace Austin. I'm very excited about both. You can find me on all platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Black Planet, sessions as Timmy Retton. I'm ready to wrestle. I'm ready to show you guys what I can do in that ring and outside as well. Thank you guys for having me so much.
No, thank me for having you. Ha! Thank you, everyone. No, Timmy, it was great to have you on the podcast. We'll do this again after the new year. I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. You have a great night.
You too. Good night, my friend. Bye.
Good night.
All right, fans, you heard it here live on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. You know, 2021, Timmy is going to be a busy Timmy Lou Retton. Singles action now. You know, he's going to be something you want to keep your eye on everywhere and everywhere, even from the West Coast to Japan, to the New Jersey, to the Chicago, Midwest, and Texas, and here and there, and UK, and you know, everywhere, Japan, and my gosh, fans, you know, Timmy is ready for what's to come. So check him out at a show. Go see him at a show and be like, hey, hello, and kick his ass in the ring. No, I mean, just enjoy watching him wrestle, because you know what, he's one of those guys that's going to make it big, and he has made an impact in himself. Fans, I want to say thank you again for Timmy for coming on. What do I got, David? What do you got coming up on Saturday? Well, David, on the Deathmatch Russell podcast, my guest will be the man from the embassy, the honorable MC.
The man from the embassy.
Yes, you heard an echo of it. The man of the embassy. I have to go back to my list here. Hold on and see what I have posted here, because things happen. That's right. I will be on at 8 p.m. on Saturday night with my guest, the Honorable Prince Nana, leader of the embassy, is coming back for one night on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. Fans, tune in for that, because it's going to be a great time talking with Prince Nana and see what he's been up to and much, much more. Good night, everybody. See you on Saturday night. Let's talk wrestling, as always. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Hey, wrestling fans, check out bootandheel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell Podcast as well. www.bootandheel.com.